Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so you lost your independence on
We were waiting
independence
on Tammy to get here. She had text Sandy and said she wasn't coming.
Let's take the motor home and go to New Orleans.
She had text Sandy and said she wasn't
So,
coming. And Sandy texted her back and said, is there any way you can because we don't have a quorum.
And we drive up, spend all day
She told her she was
Friday,
fighting a
driving
migraine
down
and
there.
she'd get up and
Go out Friday
come up here.
night, hang out Saturday,
We're waiting on her.
get loaded up and drive back Sunday.
So I don't even think I can open a meeting without her. I don't even think I can open a meeting without her.
I think that's right.
I can't even open it until she gets here, so I'm going to wait a few minutes, give her a few more minutes. But I think we're live. We're gonna have to wait just a few minutes to open the meeting. We're waiting on a council member to get here. We're live, so if that matters to you. But we're gonna wait a few minutes. I can't open the meeting until she gets here. We waited on you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for showing up.
We'll make it quick.
Now we'll bring the meeting to order at 6:03. If you don't mind, I should stand for the invocation, and I'd like to ask Mr. Rainey to say our invocation tonight.
Father, we come to this time, we want to give thanks for everything you do for us. Lord, we ask you to be with each and every one of us tonight. We may be singing for the city, Lord. Forgive us when we mess up, keep us on the right road.
Amen. Thank you. Now would you join me in the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for coming tonight. Please, if you haven't already, silence your phone. And let's get this started with items of interest. I'm going to bring to your attention that this weekend, starting Friday night, we are having, we're starting the Chicken and Bread Heritage Days Festival this weekend. Friday night is the Sip and Stroll. We have about 12 participants downtown. You'd be surprised how many are willing to open up their businesses and eager to open up their businesses for us to start our Sip and Strolls back. And then Saturday is the Chicken and Bread Contest, Fiddler's Contest Festival, and it looks like we may have the biggest show this year than we've had in maybe the last 10. So if you get a chance, please come out and participate. I'd also like to remind everybody that Tuesday is a voting day for a runoff in our area. So if you haven't voted, please do that. And this is the last meeting of our fiscal year. So at this point, I will turn it over to public comments. If anybody has any public comments, you're welcome to go to the podium. If not, I will now give this meeting to the city manager for his report.
As y'all probably see when you walked in, this building is remodeled is ahead of schedule. They will finish tape bed texture of the wall this week. The contractor should start installing the ceiling grids next week. So Jay and his crew are going to be finished wiring this week also, and the contractor's construction manager tells me that he hopes to be finished by about November 1. So that's good news. Going faster than we hoped for. A couple of things to note. We have our numbers from August, and I'm looking over the revenues and the expenses from August, and like the mayor said, this is the last meeting of our fiscal year, and we will close out the books Wednesday on the 30th, and we're looking pretty good through August with revenues down, but expenses are also down. For a year that ended with a tornado and coronavirus, we're doing pretty well. The following numbers are based on budget percentages. So utilities revenues are down as follows. Water is down 2.2%, sewer is down 20.5%, and electric is down 3.1%. However, utility expenses are also down exactly the same percentages. Water is 2.2, sewer is 20.5, and electric is down 3.1. Our general fund revenues are down 0.5%, which is good news, and our general fund expenses are down 11%. So we're ending the year in pretty good shape, I think. It depends on how the numbers turn out at the end of this month, but I was quite pleased with that. Our field crews are busy, remain busy. Stoney told me that we have begun paving Clay Street after laying a new water line over there. With the rains of late, there's a lot of potholes, and our guys have been out filling potholes as fast as they can, and they even took the roller with them, and as they fill the holes up, they roll them to make sure that they stay in there. The water and sewer crews are busy with water taps and sewer taps, reflecting the building increase that's going on right now. And we're also, this is the time of year when we experience a lot of water and sewer leaks. So the repair crews have been going full boat too. I received a lease agreement from the Nature Conservancy about 2 weeks ago. I sent the agreement to Mike Tibbetts at Hayter Engineering, to Che, our city attorney, and to the Sledge Law Group in Austin, who specializes in water rights law. If you recall, the Nature Conservancy is the entity that wants us to send water down Big Sandy Creek so that they can do an educational program for farmers and ranchers downstream. The contract calls for them to pay us $115,000 per year for the next 5 years, and we will furnish them with 360 acre feet of water each year. There's a limit on how much water they can take out of the lake when the lake reaches certain levels, but we're going to pay extremely close attention to that. So Che is going over the contract, the water rights attorneys are going over it, and Mike Tibbetts is looking at the technical side of it, of how we're going to do all that. We held a vehicle auction the last couple of weeks. It closed this morning at 11 o'clock, and we were astounded at some of the numbers for some of the vehicles that we had sold. It's not final yet. I don't have any final numbers, but to say the least, Lynetta was impressed with what we'd done, and she told me she was going to start answering the phone Lynetta's used car lot, because we've been selling a lot of our vehicles, so that's good news. That's it.
Any questions for the city manager?
Just a quick comment on the leaks. This will be in this time of the year. If you see one, please call it in.
Please.
We don't always know.
Okay, let's move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the consent agenda items. You have your minutes. Plus you have the write-offs for the city manager, which are very low. And I would entertain a motion to accept all.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Love, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Bell? Ms. Heffley?
Aye.
Buckmaster?
Aye.
Love?
Aye.
And Bell?
Aye.
Malone is out. Higgins is out. Thank you. The next one is to consider the recommendation from the P&Z on the request from Eddie Biles to replat part of Lot 1, all of Lot 2 and 3, Tanglewood Subdivision, to change the lot line between Lot 2 and 3, creating part of Lot 1, Lot 2R, and Lot 3R, revised Tanglewood Subdivision. And Mr. Calabretta, you can take it from there.
Yes, Mayor and City Council, we met again on September 17th to reconsider this request for replatting. And of course, what was presented to us was the fact that there was a quitclaim deed so that property that was part of Lot 1 would be able to be included. So the real question was the line that was between the two properties that are on Creekwood, that being changed, and then the other was just a kind of cleaning up the whole lot so that it was one contiguous lot. So the Planning Commission did approve that to recommend it to the City Commission for approval. So we're glad that we got things so that we understood exactly what they were. So we're presenting that to you that way.
Did that answer all the questions that you guys had from the last meeting about this? Would you like, can I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion to approve.
Laura, that's Heffley. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Love? Ms. Buckmaster?
Aye.
Heffley?
Aye.
Love?
Aye.
And Bell?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Calabretta.
Thank you.
Now we have the second reading of ordinance 2020-11, an ordinance amending the adopted municipal budget for fiscal year 2019-2020 for specified funds, account and line item designations, declaring all other appropriations of the budget document unchanged, instructing the city manager to make necessary revisions to the city's accounting records, declaring a severability clause, and providing for an effective date. You got these numbers at the last meeting. So I would entertain a motion to accept these as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Love. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Mr. Bell? Ms. Heffley?
Aye.
Buckmaster?
Aye.
Love?
Aye.
And Bell?
Aye.
Thank you again. Next item on the agenda is appointing a proxy for the Nortex Planning Commission. Right now, Mr. Bell is our proxy. Mr. Cunningham needs to be our proxy. He is the one attending the meetings, and he is the one voting for us, or should be the one allowed to vote for us. We need to make this designation here so that we can pass it on to Nortex.
The reason for this is I would be more than happy for anybody else to be the voting proxy on the planning commission, but they are limiting the number of people that can come to the meeting. They don't want a whole lot of people there, and I had him told Wayne when we had a meeting, so, because they're trying to limit how many people show up, so that's the only reason for it.
And well, in addition to this, we need to,
Yeah, we need one proxy in case you can't.
we
be
need a
there.
proxy in case you can't be there too.
Yeah.
Mr. Bell, you have been that proxy. Does your new employment allow you to continue to be that proxy?
Probably 90% of the time.
Really? Is there anybody else that would like to be that?
So you want to make Bert the primary proxy?
Bart will
Bill-
become the primary.
And he'll be an alternate, okay.
So then our motion needs to be to,
I'll make the motion that we appoint Bert
Bert
Cunningham the
and-
proxy and Wayne Bell our alternate proxy, I'm sorry.
okay. Do you have a second?
Second.
Buckmaster Hepley? Buckmaster, which one said it? Buckmaster Hepley.
We couldn't tell.
We couldn't tell. Okay, Hepley,
Aye.
Buckmaster,
Aye.
Malone, no, Malone's not here, Love,
Aye.
and Bell.
Aye.
And I have to have y'all sign this down here, so if y'all just sign your names down there.
Who, me?
No,
I
council.
didn't think so.
And the last one is to consider replacement library board members. And I guess that would be up to you, Beth. Well, that's not the last one. We got one more after that.
The library board submitted two applications, people who were interested in serving on the board, Christy Riley and Sally Morgan. Both have been very involved in the library. Christy Riley has served with the Friends of the Library for years now, and Sally Morgan, who is relatively new to the area, has been a very dedicated volunteer and helped us out tremendously since she's moved here. They ask that you consider replacing them, or appointing them to replace two members who had to go off the board.
Feel like they'll be an asset to you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The library board, I don't know, but the library board is an advisory board, and they help me with the policy manual or anything like that, and they make recommendations to the council when we need board members or policy changes.
And just a question, how many do you have on the board?
There are seven. I think it's seven.
So do we have a motion to approve these two appointments?
You gotta do them each individually or do it?
Yes,
Okay,
we have
so
to do them
I'll-
individually.
I'll make a motion to appoint Christy Riley to the library board.
Mr. Love, do I have a second?
Second.
You, right?
That's Tammy.
Okay. Heffley,
Aye.
Bell,
Aye.
Love,
Aye.
Buckmaster.
Aye.
All right, now I need a motion for Sally Morgan.
I'll make a motion to appoint Sally Morgan to the library board.
Mr. Love, do I have a second?
Second.
Tammy again.
Yeah.
Love,
Yes.
Bell,
Aye.
Buckmaster,
Aye.
Heffley.
Aye.
Thank you. Now we've reached the last one. Approve the updated library manual, policy manual for hotspot and laptop checkouts. The new version is in your packet.
The grants we received recently allow us to have Wi-Fi hotspots and laptops to check out to the public, and there was not a policy in the manual for that, so we just added it to policy and asked that you approve it.
That's good to be. Any questions for Beth?
So it's just the hotspot that was added, is that correct? In the manual?
It's actually worded electronic devices, so that if in the future there's something else that comes along that we're able
security?
Use a program called Deep Freeze, and when the computer is turned off and back on, it reverts back to the original state it was. So nobody can download anything. They'd have to have an app and password anything, but no malware or anything could be put on their computer because of the Deep Freeze software that's on there.
How about them breaking the?
Well, the agreement, you know, the way we have it is they have to sign a form, and the staff have to go over the form with the person who checks it out, and they're told that if it doesn't come back in the condition that it was received, that they will be responsible for not only the device, but all the software that's been put on it and the, you know, processing that it takes to get that up and running. So that's the main thing, is that agreement that they will have to sign in order to check it out. And they have to be a patron in good standing, which means that they're not chronically late, or we've had issues in the past with them not returning anything, and they have to have had a library card for 6 months prior to checkout.
So do we have a motion to approve this new policy?
So,
Ms. Heffley, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Love? Buckmaster?
aye.
Bell?
Aye.
Love?
Aye.
And Heffley.
Aye.
That takes us to the very last item and the conclusion of our meeting. So we will adjourn at 6:20. Thank you very much for attending.
Yeah, I did wonder whether